Hola everybody, this is Kaypacha with the weekly Paleo report. And I am not standing outside in the jungle somewhere. I'm at the computer with my solar system scope. Yes, let's take a look at what's going on here from an off-planet perspective. And, you know, what we want to see here, number one, is the Earth right coming in between this week as of Sunday. Sun opposite Uranus. Going to be a direct lineup, yeah? Another thing that we can see going on now, if you can see from this angle, is on Saturday, Venus is in a square to Saturn. You see that? This will be an exact 90-degree square between the Earth, Venus, and Saturn. So that's how we come up with these astrological aspects. Yes? And I've been talking about it for quite some time. You can also see from this angle, that we're going to, we've got this Jupiter opposite Neptune. I've been talking about it for a long time. I'm very sorry that this program does not have Chiron. But Chiron is like somewhere right around in here. Maybe like this little guy is pretty close, to where Chiron would be, because Chiron is not that far from Neptune. Over there in the sign of Pisces, kind of like right around there. But what's coming up also that that you can see here is, and well, let me get the what's going to be coming around as the Earth comes forward. We're going to have more and more what's called a Mars-Jupiter conjunction. So that it's going to be lining up. Okay, let me do it. I was saving this for the grand finale. Let's get this sucker moving. Here. I think it's moving now. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's not working. Well, you can see that it is moving slowly, but it's not exactly what I wanted. I wanted to come in. Now you can see Jupiter spinning, Mars spinning. But what's really going on, and I want to, if I could get the dang software to work the way I want it to, let's go back to actual time. This goes right with my mantra today of perseverance. We're going to stay with this, baby, because what's really cool about this is that what you'll find here, it's called occult. Yes, the moon is going to occult Venus this week, and then it's going to come around and it's going to occult Mercury. And what that means is this whole thing is like so out of scale. If you really look at this properly, I mean, they're doing this for software purposes, but the Earth will be about the size of a pinhead with the sun being this big. And Venus and Mercury would be smaller than a pinhead. Okay, but in order for the software so you can see it, they've blown things up. But what occult means is that the moon comes in between Venus and the Earth, and they are, oh my God, get Uranus out of there. Here, let's get inside Uranus. Okay. What this is, and this is another thing that's wrong about this program, is that everything is not lined up exactly on the ecliptic like this. But what you're going to see coming around here is that this week, I can't really do it, but the moon, okay, at least everything's moving now. Oh, but that's October 1st. I don't know how that happened. So the moon comes right in between, right there, you can see it. The moon is going to occult Venus. You're not going to be able to see Venus. Okay, that happens Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow, if I get this up in time. And then it's going to continue going around And that moon is going to come around, and it's going to occult Mercury. And this is also as Mercury stations to go direct. And what that means is that, Mercury has been, obviously Mercury always goes in one direction, but the Earth has been coming around, giving us the appearance of Mercury going backwards. And maybe I could demonstrate that, if I spend all kinds of time on the computer here. But the last thing I want to show you is the new moon. Yes, we have the new moon happening on Monday. And that is when, boom, here is the moon right in between the Earth and the Sun. We could get it, down to the particular minute if I wanted to be precise. But it's happening on Sunday, at least in Costa Rica. Obviously, other places on the planet, it may not even be on Sunday. Yeah? So this is the movement of the moon going from the third quarter, around to a new moon. And it just so happens that, and this is what I wanted to get back to, the ecliptic is this line along here, which is the apparent motion or path of the Earth and the Sun. But this program is not correct because the orbit of Mercury and Venus and Mars and these other planets are not all on this exact same line. So you can have times when the moon comes in between Venus or Mercury, but they are not on the ecliptic. They could be above or below the ecliptic, and the moon would not block them out. So it is a special time, what I'm saying, where we have this whole lineup with the moon's nodes, okay, which is where the moon is right on the ecliptic, and it's blocking out Venus, Mercury, this new moon on the Sun is like really a very powerful time. That was the main thing I wanted to bring. And just for the sake of fun, since we're here, let's look at Mercury retrograde. Let's see how I can do this. I want to go back a few days. Okay, that's good. Now, let's go forward. Time forward to days. Okay, that's fast enough. Now you can see it looks like Mercury is going forward, but now if you draw a line between the Earth and Mercury, okay, it's getting, I don't know, it's probably a little technical for these days. Stop, you bastard. Okay. It's my last shot at this because I don't want to take forever on the software. I know people like it better when I'm talking to the camera. Okay. Here we go. Very slowly now. We're going to draw a line here between, and let's just go back to when Mercury went retrograde. From the perspective of the Earth, okay, it was September 17th. Now, if we draw a line from Earth through Mercury, okay, out to the stars, we're going to get this line, okay? And now what you're going to see is as it goes forward, this line that we would draw between the Earth, Mercury, and the far distant stars would be going backwards through the zodiac. You see that, how it would be going backwards through here. And now it stations and it starts going direct because the line from the Earth to Mercury is now moving forward through the zodiac. You see that? So that is the phenomena of Mercury retrograde. And I'm not going to do it again. You can replay this if you want to see that again. I'm going to get out of the software, look at the camera, and talk about what this means. Hola, everybody. Hope you got a good picture of the solar system with that introduction over there. But what it did not have, besides not showing Chiron in that software, it also doesn't have Black Moon Lilith. And that would be a separate video altogether, me describing the astronomical backings of what Black Moon Lilith is. But she has to do with the gravitational and orbital path of the moon around the Earth, and connects the moon and the Earth in their orbits. And she is right now at 4 degrees of Libra. The north node of the moon is at 1. Mercury is coming back to station at the north node of the moon at 1 and 0 degrees. So we're having basically this whole week, we are having a moon, a Mercury, north node of the moon, Black Moon Lilith conjunction. And the moon is passing through that conjunction just prior to starting the new moon, okay, as it goes on. This is a very powerful time, and like I talked about, this Mars conjunct Jupiter is happening practically all month. From the beginning of October, right on at least through the 20th. Yeah, and well, actually even into November. So this whole month we have this Mars Jupiter. What does this mean? Mars Jupiter is like good fortune. It's birth. In cosmobiology, Mars plus, Jupiter equals birth. This is a really positive. Jupiter is positive. Mars is action. Virgo is healing. This is a very powerful time where there can be a tremendous amount of healing. However, it is in the sign of Virgo, which very often brings around a crisis. And I just want to point out some of what's going on in my, perspective of things. It's this transition time that we're doing from the patriarchy, male-dominated systems and cultures and governments and controls, to a more balanced, yes, not back to the matriarchy, but more of, having a feminine influence. And this can certainly be mirrored. Okay, and like everything that's going on now can so be mirrored by the United States bombing the hospital in Afghanistan. This is just like so the patriarchy, okay, the masculine, airplanes, fighting wars. This is like a super patriarchal, control, power, force, energy going on. Bombs a hospital. We can see this as the feminine, which is healing and helping and working with the physical bodies of people and, bringing in, rejuvenation and renewing, and boom. But this doesn't just happen, right? This is Doctors Without Borders. This is an intelligent body of, right, healers and helpers and assisters, and it's like they're going to go at it, and it's against international law. And it's bringing an awareness of the injustices of, what is going on around here, on this planet and in the patriarchy. This is like so symbolic of this Pluto moving through Capricorn, like I said, from 2008 until 2024. This is a changing of the guard of what the external authorities are doing and getting away with. And it's the closing, ending, finishing of an old patriarchal paradigm. And it's going to be done with this powerful feminine energy, yes, and it's challenging and actually using the laws established by the patriarchy itself to bring it down. That's, so liberty, fraternity, equality, we've got these laws, going back a long time since Uranus was discovered at the French Revolution. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, bringing in this new Aquarian age. And if we want to personalize this, not just look at it globally, but even within yourself, this is the heart forces holding the head forces in check. So we can justify or, have ideas Okay, and our ego can say, oh, I've got to do this, and this is reasonable, or this is, what I need to do to work or survive or make money or blah, 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 realize my goals and my ambitions, and maybe it's not in the highest way. Yes? So this is this action, ego-oriented, mental, clear thinking, which is this masculine energy. In comes the heart, in comes compassion, in comes understanding, in comes tolerance and allowance, and all of the feminine energies rising up from the heart. So this is a time in our relationships where we can resolve crisis, where we can resolve problems, where we can resolve, challenges. And whether it's with another counselor, a third party bringing in, I'm just seeing this time period as it's like full of a lot of tension and full of a lot of crisis, but it can be a healing crisis because it can bring a new awareness, and this new awareness can help us change our programs and change our outlook and change our future. Boom. Yeah? So it's like it's really challenging, but as we create, as we give birth to new ways of dealing, instead of just, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, and if, they're going to hurt me, I'm going to hurt them, and this, that, and the other thing, it's like, no. Instead of the masculine going against the masculine, it's time for the feminine, the feeling and the love to come into the situation and work out our differences. This is the new moon in Libra. And this is Mercury, North Node, Black Moon, Lilith, Sun, Moon, all in Libra this weekend. It's time to come to the peace table. It's time to, really come into resolution of our differences and open up to a more tolerating, approach towards our, diversity of needs, wants, and desires within, humanity. So the mantra, for this week I'm going to say is, if I do the wisest, I can resolve the crisis, and with patient perseverance, help restore the balance. So many of us have been out of balance. We've been taught and conditioned through patriarchal, male-dominated, powerful, force equals power, when in reality, power does not equal force. I think there's a whole book on it, yeah? And it's in this whole approach, this whole mentality that we've gotten from our teachers and our preachers and our leaders for so many thousands of years, it's breaking down, it's not working, and this is the time for us to be wise, and in that wisdom, resolve these crises in new ways and restore the balance of the masculine and the feminine in our personal lives, in our social, cultural lives, in our religious lives, in life on planet Earth. Yeah, baby. So one more time, if I can remember. If I do the wisest, I can resolve the crisis. And with patient perseverance, help restore the balance. May you live in peace, balance, and harmony. Namaste, aloha, so much love. Yeah.